Yeah, I'll quickly go through our program and the various accreditation bodies we are affiliated with. You would notice that most of what I'll be saying has already been touched on. For instance, Tiffany has already went in detail highlighting the steps which are involved for an institution to become, say, a center of actuarial excellence, and also the accreditation process around their sort of on the subjects. Yeah, I'm associate professor in the University of New South Wales here in Sydney, and we run, I would say, maybe the biggest actuarial program in the world. To put that into perspective, our first year cohort has got around 370 students, and it's a 3-year program. We also offer double degrees with other programs within the university, with the most popular combination being Bachelor of Actuarial Studies and Bachelor of Computer Science. I would say since for the past 3 years. Previously, the most elected program was the combination between actuarial and commerce, majoring in finance. So as I said, I'll quickly go through. We are currently, since we are in Australia, by default, we are affiliated with the Actuaries Institute, that is the Actuaries Institute of Australia. As you notice on this slide, just like any other actuarial board, Actuarial Institute has got 3 levels: the foundation level, the actual level, previously called the party tools, and the fellowship. So the programs, the subjects in gray, these are the ones where students can get exemptions from the institute, conditional on them attaining a mark of 65. That is, for instance, for actuarial statistics, CS1, if a student attains 65 for the course, and each course again has got some other assessment tasks like final exam, in-session assessments, like assignment, midterm exams, or some other assessment tasks which might be involved in any of these courses. So by the time a student goes through our program, from that is to Bachelor of Actuarial, for instance, and they've attained at least 65%, they would have pretty much acquired or attained the foundation program, formerly the associate equivalent, say, in the US or in the UK. For those doing double degrees, they will have an opportunity to as well enroll in our equivalents of the actuarial program, that is the ones in green, in gray again on the second column, actuarial, the control cycle, and the data science principle. And also, I think when it comes to data science, we are among the very first university to offer data analytics within, or to embed data analytics within our program before the institutes sort of brought that on board. So we had our first offering, I would say, around 2016. That is where we took data analytics into our program as a course and also as a tool on various courses, assignments, etc. And now, as we speak, for most of these data analytics program, we run what we are calling sandbox programs, where we partner with the practitioners, with industry on, say, related topics, where they give us pretty much more like realistic data, and they present us with challenges which students can work either in teams or in groups in sort of tackling those challenges. These are more like relevant to, similar to the hackathon sort of competitions, which are also run by, say, the SOA, etc. So currently we have got quite a number of themes or actuarial consulting themes, which we are currently working on various courses, all the data science programs, and also some of the core actuarial courses we are sort of progressively embedding this sort of partnership, which is a three-way. We've got practitioners or companies one end, we've got students, and we've got academics. So it's a three-way cycle, which is proving to be very effective. Most of the teams, so what normally happens toward the end of the semester or term, the practitioners would nominate the best performing teams, whom they will then invite to present their respective themes. And in most of the instances, such winning teams end up getting some graduate positions within those firms. So that's it with the Actuaries Institute. So our program has been sort of affiliated for quite some time. We are accredited with the institute. So every 5 years, we go through a comprehensive review process, more like a renewal process. I'm sure Tiffany has touched on this, and also this is more like similar to what ASA is explained by Mike. There are some regular reviews, more like some quality control checks, which we go through. They do some campus visits, and also they send sort of their teams to talk to students, to academics, and other stakeholders within the institution as part of the process. So the renewal process every 5 years, but for specific subjects, as you can see, the review process is every 2 years. And also after every exam, there is also a review of the marginal cases. By marginal, those are the ones which are more like at the edge of around the exemption mark. So those get reviewed to see whether those students really performed to the standard for them to be said they deserve an exemption. And also some other institutions, we have had some students, for instance, who come into our program, who do credit transfer. Maybe they have been studying at a university which is not necessarily accredited with the Actuaries Institute, either here in Australia or in New Zealand. So there can be some credit transfers into our program. And in some cases, such students can as well apply for exemptions to the institutes. But in our case, we just say if a student has been doing a certain program in New Zealand or at another institution in Australia, it can be maybe something like from a quantitative discipline, they can get some transfer or some units of, instead of redoing the course, a certain specific subject within our program, they will be sort of credited for that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they claim exemptions from the institute unless those prior studies are again sort of recognized by either the institute. This is more to do with some, say, a student who has been pursuing the actuarial exams within Australia. There can be some recognition of prior learning. Say if they want to join other some other bodies like I4. So a student who has been studying a certain number, suppose they've done a few courses in Australia, they can as well go through a review process if they want to transfer to other boards like I4. I'm sure Irene may have covered this. I didn't have an opportunity to listen to a talk. I won't go much into detail in this because Tiffany has pretty much touched it, explained more explicitly than what I would do. But I will be happy to say UNSW is also one of the very first centers of actuarial excellence for SOA. And recently, I think since 2022, last year, some of our subjects have now been recognized for exemption That is, I think we have got about 2 subjects in our Master of Actuarial program. So far we have only gone for the Master of Actuarial program because the undergraduate program is highly domestic. That is, we take students from within the Australian system, majority of whom considers their careers within Australia. But our master's program is more international, with the sort of the bulk of majority of our students coming from China, and they've got more appetite on the SOA exam system. So far we have only put forward FM and SRM exams, which have been approved for accreditation, and also the accreditation process has been explained by